That's one of the official piece of work.
This is going to be funny.
But as you will discover in this exhibition, Doctor Who quickly became so much more than sort of trips across the cosmos and introduced us to extraordinary life forms. It's just like scientific thinking. This is a show with limitless curiosity. Here you explore the science that's so often the launchpad for stories. Find out more about time travel, sonic screwdrivers, black holes. Oh, and monsters. Definitely we need to be about. So be ready. Remember, don't I'll be checking in on you again later. So until then, enjoy your exploration on one of the most iconic TV shows in the world. And of course, the science that helps inspire it. Gloomy autumn evening in 2003, Doctor Who appeared on our TV screens for the first time. There had never been anything quite like it. Back then, no one could have guessed this strange and often terrifying new adventure show about a mysterious time traveller in a blue box would still be with us more than half a century later. Today, millions of viewers around the world have the Doctor's adventures in space and time. The show connects generations of fans and brings families together. Nothing else on TV. Science has been part of the creative DNA of Doctor Who since the beginning. Scientific ideas often by inspiration for characters, gadgets, the show was originally intended to be part of an education around it. Two of its earliest companions.
We don't really know if the scientists actually are now. They recommend paradoxes and trades. You learn there's a slightest paradoxes to protect itself from nonsense.
Here we show science.
Paradoxes involve going back and stopping yourself from making the time machine and setting back in the first place. Those need to be resolved. We don't know if that's possible yet. So if you wait now, it's still a question. Well, the laws of physics, we understand that today actually do allow for time travel into the future. What you really need to do is slow time down to the person who's going to slow that time down relative to everything else. And there are ways of doing that. You have either intense gravitational fields that are produced by a massive object like the sun as a star, or you move at fast relative speed. So what happens is that you go close to that planet, you wait there for time running slowly for you, and then when you come back to the States, they've gone way far into the future, you are in the future of time travel. Alternatively, you could get onto the rocket ship with super fast speed.
Sydney again is very keen to see what this celebration.
Everyone else is going into the future fast. So if you come back to normal space where you began, you're in the future.
Well, you discover?
Traveling backwards in time, as far as we understand it, is fraught with difficulties. First, it's hard to know how to actually engineer
Strawberry life.
You might imagine you can do something with time,
This
or gravity, or speed, that you can do to go into the future. But there's no simple way of doing it in the sense of backwards in time. You really have to run time backwards in time, not a slow down. So that's a difficulty. There are equations, there are solutions of the equations of space and time that suggest ways of doing it. You create things called closed time-like loops. And that would be mechanisms by which you again involving strange observations. So the paradoxes is going back and stopping yourself from being in the time machine, sitting back there in the first place. Right now, it's still well, the laws of physics that we understand today actually do allow for time travel into the future. What you really need to do is slow time down for the person or the object who is going into the future. Slow that time down relative to everything else. And there are ways of doing that. You can have gravitational fields which are produced by a massive star, or you can go fast relative to speed. So what happens is that you can go slow with that planet, wait there for a while. Time is running slowly for you relative to everything. When you come back to the space, based on way far into the future that you are in time travel to the future. Alternatively, you can get down to a rocket ship at super fast speed, as fast as you can push at the speed of light. Again, time will travel much more slowly. Everyone else is going faster. So if you come back to normal space and you began, we're in the future. Something with time, or gravity, or speed, that you can do to go into the future. But there's no simple way of doing it in this sense of backwards in time. You can run time backwards, not just slow down. So that's the difference. There are equations, there are solutions of the equations of space and time that suggest ways of doing it to create things called closed time-like loops. And that would be mechanisms by which you, again, involving strange objects now, strange energy. This is something that allows you to loop around it and go backwards in time. But we don't really know if those theoretical possibilities actually are allowed. They run you into paradoxes. The universe doesn't like paradoxes. It's protect itself from nonsense. So the paradoxes involving going back and perhaps stopping yourself from making the time machine that sent you back in the first place, those need to be resolved somehow. We don't know if that's possible. So right now, it's still an open question.
Time travel, sonic screwdrivers, black holes,
Well, the laws of physics as we understand them today actually do allow for time travel into the future. What you really need to do is slow time down for the person or the object who's going into the future. You slow that time down relative to everything else. And there are ways of doing that. You can have either intense gravitational fields, such as produced by a massive object like a supermassive star, or you move at fast relative speed. So what happens is that you can go close to that planet and wait there. Time goes slowly, when you come back into space, then you've got really fast, it's like a future,
So this black introduces something very strange. Some scientists maybe some of the something myself roll their eyes. Very valuable how you results right now learning still real now we've had beacons have times chose to explore this part of the exhibition we'll speak more about life science how the world play a shape the natural world is so now, next year, what sorts of ordinary standards of understanding so what I realized was that even a day find world is and charge and then they may read so you might imagine that one day advanced civilization might take advantage to engineer massive what is all that? But there's still so much to go. Science is always asking questions, and there's one big question that's always in your heart. The back of the family some scientists think our sun is simple as something we'd love to let us do. Theoretically, as well, there are the real million suns somewhere, and what's going on in the destruction. Or perhaps one day it's a scale, different low species, perhaps there are all sorts of theoretical mechanisms involving the interiors of black holes that we don't know. It's nice to one day find out. This part of the exhibition is a little more about life science. To understand what a black hole is, the natural world is that light is affected by gravity as well as mass velocity. So what happens is that you have a lot of mass and energy in some region of space, and it's difficult for things to escape because of the gravitational pull. And it also becomes difficult for light to escape. New technologies which is so much impossible, even a day. We're discovering more about nature's secrets. So now, the object, who knows what fresh discoveries will provide the spark for creating new stories and characters. What actually happens in the years ahead. There's travels of thickness to many of the mountains, acid oceans, mountains in time. You see rivers, forests, skies filled with flying fish, and even a few planets that look suspiciously. But there's still so much we don't know about our own planet. Did you know that more people have walked on the moon than have travelled to the deepest parts of the ocean? Science is always asking questions, and there's one big question that's always in your heart. Who is what else? Some scientists think our services enable evidence of greatest doctor. The doctor's travels to fitness to many exotic planets. Fascinating acid oceans, mountains laid down. Using rivers, skies filled with flying fish, and even a few planets that are suspiciously like.
But there's still so much we don't know about our own planet. Did you know that more people have walked on the moon or traveled to the deepest parts of the ocean? Science is always asking questions, and there's one big question that's always been asked. Who's
Some scientists think our services enable evidence of simple single-cell life. Could there be something like that? After all, there are 200 billion stars in our galaxy alone, and a million sun-like stars of 1,000 light years away. Somewhere, just one. Perhaps one day we'll discover life alone.
Welcome back.
I know that these are live parts of gentle spirit. This part of the exhibition is more about life science. Roads are machines. The natural world is science is always asking one big question: what happened? Some scientists science abroad there are 200 billion stars. Today, billions of people around Europe show the next generation of fans and bring that out of nothing else. Ideas often provide inspiration. That world shows originally intended. First off, I was portrayed for loads of songs. Again, all things here was an exciting didn't have much Today, millions of it's not showing the next generation as they bring back up into place. Science is always science. One big nation scientific ideas often by inspiration as characters. Some scientists show us crystal suggesting to allow fields early time analysis. First off, we usually low here is that side we didn't have much time. One day. Or one big is always
708 operations, procedures, almost pain-free, and I've never had accidents. I might get afterwards. Well, it takes work to make this good. There's still a tiny trace of chin that could do with something out of it. And my blood needs bleaching. Honestly, the floors is so exhausting. There you are. Do you know how long I've been waiting for company? I suppose you'll do, but please don't crowd me. Yes, I'm sure you're positively awestruck. It's me, Lady Cassandra, the last pure human. Please, no autographs. Don't even ask. It's undignified. Just think about how marvelously beautiful and thin I am. Admit, I wasn't always so shrinking. Long ago, I was like you, all lumps and bumps and curves and cheekbones. Just another face in the crowd. Backward, I mean, crowds. These days, I find myself keeping more exclusive company. Still, that's the price you pay for perfection. And I paid the finest surgeons. 708 operations, procedures, almost pain-free, and I've never looked back since. How can I without a neck? I should stop. I might get laughed at times. Well, it takes work to look this good. There's still a tiny trace of chin that could do with smoothing out, I think. And my blood needs bleaching. Honestly, being flawless is so exhausting.
Hello again. I see most of you made it through the monster vault and took my advice not to blink.
been quite a journey. We live in a time where science and technology are rapidly changing our lives. At what cost? When we tamper with nature, the results can be unexpected. Doctor Who, just like science, continues to move with the times, using new ideas and new technologies. It's the world's longest running science fiction show for a very good reason. It's able to adapt while still remaining true to its original spirit of exploration and adventure.